G'day guys, Shaka back from Cyber Trigger here with another video today on basically a breakdown on the differences between the Ultraline, which is on my right, and the Basic, which is on my left. So the Ultraline, as you can see, is the upgraded from factory. Like the compression parts are upgraded, obviously comes with a MOSFET. We'll go into more detail in a second. Versus the Basic, which is a polymer piston, polymer cylinder head, brass cylinder, CNC nozzle, polymer tappet plate, standard cast gears. These gears are the same as any that are in any stock blaster in any brand, to be honest. So they're all universal. They all come from the same factory. So standard cast gears, metal gears. Reshimming the gears, which if you refer to our How to Shim and Understand video on our Cyber Trigger YouTube channel, I do suggest sort of reshimming your gears if you do want to ensure sort of ultimate reliability, and that goes for any brand of gel blaster, any stock blaster on the market today. So gonna get stuck into it with this one here. As you can see, this is your compression parts. So standard compression parts, pretty standard across the board. So you've got your POM tappet plate, CNC nozzle. It is 7075 CNC, does have a rubber O-ring on the inside, which is good. Then you've got your polymer piston head, cylinder head, sorry. Standard sort of O-ring and everything around that. Then you've got your brass cylinder as well. I do prefer stainless steel cylinders, but brass will also do the job just fine. Now bear in mind, both of these configurations are going to be nice and reliable. They are going to run perfectly fine. However, the gearbox on the right is going to handle much more stress and will be far more consistent in terms of FPS on the chrono, and it also does have programmability with the MOSFET. But this one here, standard sort of piston that you see in most brands, which you've got your POM piston teeth, and then your last tooth there is metal, which is also a good thing to have on your release tooth. So POM piston, standard spring. I do believe they're an M100 spring. Got a 4-pin spring retainer, which is good. 4 pins always better. It does help keep the retainer stable in the gearbox, especially if you don't have a screw-in buffer tube, say it's a front wide or something like that doesn't have that screw-in buffer tube to keep that stable. It just helps keep it very, very stable. Standard spring, as I said before, cast gears, standard casting gears, does have a metal sector delayer chip on it. Not much more to be said about gears, to be honest, and they are sort of 18:1 standard configuration. Bearings, so both boxes do come with bearings. Then obviously we have our standard switch block, which is, generally switch blocks are rated to 20 amps. So standard motor in both gearboxes as well, just a standard high torque motor. So keep everything stock, and it'll run for a long time, especially if you reshim it. It'll run for many games. Your biggest thing that's probably going to happen is your switch block might eventually melt out, because closing these contacts to shoot closes the circuit, arcs your circuit here, which then sends power from your battery to your motor to cycle the gears and to your magazine terminals as well. So every time that happens, it eventually does wear down. So the beauty of the Ultraline is, once again, start with the compression parts. Compression parts are, you got your POM tappet plate, which is really nice material to be making tappet plates out of. Standard V2 style tappet plate. Very nice return spring. These ones are super robust. I've been using these a lot lately, and they're really nice. I do coat them in a bit of grease when I do a build with them, just to protect them from any moisture or any sort of heat that can cause them to let go. CNC nozzle, CNC piston head. It also does cylinder head. It also does have a polyurethane pad on the back of it for AOE. So you'll notice the difference with those two, that it is already adjusted, which is another really nice feature. It does also act as a dampener on the front of the gearbox as well. So CNC piston head on this one, also full metal rack, and a PA66 fiber infused piston body as well. You can see it is very, very meaty. The thing about PA66 in these applications is it's much more durable, much more reliable in the long run than nylon or polymer. Both nylon and polymer are very, very strong plastics. However, nylon being a bit too, you know, it can bulge and sort of let go, like stretch sort of thing under too much stress, and polymer is something that can tend to crack. You know, crack along the body or crack at the back there, and which really only happens when you start putting these things under immense stress. So this piston will handle very, very nicely under pretty much any application you can put it under, to be honest. It's a super, super nice piston, really like that. Stainless steel cylinder, which is something I also like. You will also note that they are ported from factory, which is another really handy feature. So a ported stainless steel cylinder, which is also very nice just for maintaining a consistent feet per second. Once again, standard gears, same as the basic in this one, standard anti-reverse latch as well. So I'll set those aside, get a good look at this MOSFET. Metal trigger, so both come with metal triggers, which is also very handy. But my favorite part about these gearboxes is right here. So you can see here, this is your basic E-shooter MOSFET. So these do come standard in the Ultraline gearboxes, pre-installed from factory. And right here is actually a little micro switch, which is the exact same thing as like a HPA trigger board switch, which is really nice for the trigger. Gives a nice seamless engagement to it. And then here you can see your little micro switch, which detects the sector cam, the cam on the sector gear as it cycles, which detects the cycle. So no need for magnets or any of that sort of stuff. Works like a treat. On the back we do have a polymer selector plate I've left over there, but we do also have two little micro switches, one right here and one right here. So similar to how the Leviathans were, how they used to be before they were optical. And these just work like a charm. You're never going to have any issues with those, so no need to put stickers on or reflective plates on your selector plates to try and get the optical to detect it, which is really, really nice. You don't have to worry about any grease getting on any sensors or anything, and you don't have to worry about any light bouncing around inside the gearbox as well. So you're playing outside, and you know, things like ASDAs and certain other MOSFETs that are optical and the trigger can give sort of fidgety engagements, so you don't have to worry about any of that. And it's a super nice reliable MOSFET too, so rated to 200 amps. Given the specs that I've looked up on them, they are rated to 200 amps, which is absolutely ridiculously good, because you're never going to pull 200 amps. It's more, you know, just a protection thing. They do have LiPo protection built in as well. They've also got pre-cocking function. They've also got binary function, semi, safe, burst, and full auto. So you can program all that straight off the trigger. No need to buy a cable or do anything off the app or anything like that. You know, it just works straight out of the box, which is really, really nice. So these particular gearboxes do come in 12 different models at the moment. So at the moment it's the M16A1, the M16A2, the M4A1 with the M203 grenade launcher. It also comes in the XM177, the HK416D, M16A4, HK-M27, the HK416 Mark 15, the HK416A5, HK416A5 Remington, the MRS, and the SIG Rattler. So it's across all of those models at the moment. So if you are interested in getting an Ultraline gearbox, any of those models will have the Ultraline from factory in them. So I'll leave links in the description as well as to where you can purchase these particular blasters with these gearboxes in it. So one thing to note, that if you do buy a blaster with an ENC gearbox in it, so namely the blasters that we sell here at Cyber Trigger, a stage 1 upgrade package is $435, which includes a brushless motor, hop-up barrel. It's got the programmable MOSFET, full steel gears, so carbon steel gears, so upgraded gears as well, with reinforced CNC 7075 internals, so your piston, cylinder head, your nozzle are all CNC as well, and basically just a gearbox optimization. So that does include your shimming, radiusing, things like that as well. So that sort of upgrade can go a long way. So for example, if you say jump on our website, you purchase a blaster from us and you go, you know what, I want to upgrade stage 1 package, you tell us what sort of rate of fire that you want, what sort of feet per second that you want, we will upgrade your spring and we will achieve your rate of fire that you're chasing through gearing. So if you contact us and say, look, I want 30 rounds a second, and I want 310 feet per second out of my stage 1, I've just placed an order for a blaster, can I have that done before it gets sent out to me? We can then put that blaster together, modify those internals with that 35k brushless motor, and then say pair it with some 16 to 1s and you'll achieve that 30 rounds a second, and we'll put an M110 spring on it, short stroke it, make sure angle of engagement's good, everything's Loctited down, it's all fully shimmed, and we will record a video of that as well. So that build that we'll do, we'll actually record it, put it up on YouTube, and you can actually see your blaster getting built. So it's just something that we do offer as packages. We do have stage 2 package as well, and stage 3, and stage 3 being a DSG essentially. So sort of the be all end all for indoor CQB, or even just people that want crazy trigger response in that. So refer to our website cybertrigger.com.au to check out our stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3 packages as well, along with pricing and stuff like that that goes with it as well. So one thing to note too, they all do currently at the moment have 7.5mm barrel, and in the future they are going to range between either 7.3 or 7.5. So longer barrel setups are going to be your 7.5, shorter barrel setups are going to be your 7.3. So it's just optimizing that feet per second without getting any more stress on your internals of your gearbox. So super exciting stuff coming out. We do have much more exciting news in the pipeline, so stay tuned to Cybertrigger on Facebook or Cybertrigger on YouTube, because some of the things that we're planning are some very, very big things. So super exciting, guys. I hope everyone's out there is having a great day. Stay safe out there, everyone. Keep the pew pew going, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.